Hey, what it is? It's your boy DaSlap. I told y'all, man, I come on Friday to give my playoff prediction, and oh yeah, also I got to give my Slap Year awards. You know what I'm saying? What I felt that I saw this season. Yeah, I had to write it down so I could remember all of it. You know what I'm saying? The Slap awards. You know, I gave Offensive Player of the Year to Ty Gurley. You know, he up for that MVP. I mean, he had a great season. Rams in the playoffs. I mean, he all-purpose yards. Yeah, he led that. He did that, you know. So I got him as the Offensive Player of the Year. My Defensive Player of the Year is Calais Campbell. I mean, he just went over there to Jacksonville and was just a monster all season. Sacks. I mean, Jacksonville defense is one of the tops in the league. So Calais Campbell. You know, I gave it to him. You know, you could also put Donald in there from the Rams, Aaron Donald. So, I mean, but yeah, both of them D linemen, yeah, they was playing. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Alvin Kamara. I mean, what more can I say about Darren Sproles 2.0, man? Because, hey, man, that dude, I mean, he showed up in New Orleans something serious this year, man. Kickoff returns, passing game, running game. Hey, he the best player on the field for the Saints when he on the field. Period. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm standing in New Orleans. Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback. I mean, hey, on the weekly basis, man, this dude played. I mean, he was even Defensive Player of the Month for the month of December. So that show you how. I mean, he was consistent all season. I mean, as a rookie, you know, rookies they catch that bump at some point in the season. I mean, he went out there. He had to cover Julio twice. I mean, Evans. I mean, he got some big time receivers in that NFC South. So, you know, and he go up against one of the top young receivers, Thomas, for New Orleans. So, New Orleans, yeah, they getting the offense and defense Rookie of the Year, man. Because I mean, both of those guys was just flat out nasty. Coach of the Year, Sean McVay for the Rams. I mean, the Rams. The Rams haven't been relevant since Greatest Show on Turf. Now they really. Golf looked like he was going to be a first round, number one pick bust. And Sean McVay and his crew come over there and they make Golf looking. I mean, he had a great season. I mean, top 5 in MVP candidates. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a top 5 candidate for MVP. He's not gonna win, but maybe his teammate will win. But he's top 5 because I mean, huge jump from last year to this year. I mean, last year he couldn't even scratch 150 yards last year. And now, I mean, but yeah, Coach of the Year, Sean McVay. And the Rams, man, hey, can they make some noise in the postseason? MVP, I gave MVP to Carson Wentz, man, because, I mean, dude was consistent all season. All season he was consistent. Yeah, he went down with the injury, you know, took him last 3 weeks out the season, but, I mean, what he did in the first 14, first 13 games, I mean, dude was the MVP. So you mean tell me just in 3 weeks, even if he would have played, he wouldn't have the MVP? Come on now. I know y'all Tom Brady, Ty Gurley, you know. I give it to Gurley if it came down to them two. But Carson Wentz is my MVP of the season because like I say, man, dude flat out ball all season. And you know what I'm saying? It just so happened that he had the injury and, you know, that's just what it was. So that things happen. GPQ of the year, Mali Enan. He was on there 6 times throughout the year. 6 out of the 17 weeks. Mali Enan, you heard that as my GPQ. And yeah, he's the GPQ of the year. Giants, the Gounts. What, 3 wins this year? 4, 3, 4? Something like that. It wasn't giant-like football out there. Being Macadon. Yeah, they went on and got rid of him. Most talked about team throughout the year. Oh yeah, y'all already know. The Cleveland Clowns. Cleveland Rocks to go 0-16. And they did it. Yeah, Cleveland, man. DaSlap finally got one, man. A 0-16 season, you know. I got it. That's all I was rooting for. Because they had me worried in that Pittsburgh game when they came back after being down 21-7. But yeah, most talked about team. Yeah, them Cleveland Clowns, Cleveland Rocks to go 0-16, and that's what they did. Appreciate you, Cleveland. Slap 2-time of the year. Oh man, y'all already know that Dallas and Oakland game, man. The card, the smirk, couldn't even contain itself. Statutor, the card, man. If it still had space in it, ain't no first down. That was the slap 2-time of the year, man. That card, the card. Oh, pulling caper of the year. Oh, it goes right back to Cleveland. Corey Coleman dropping that pass on 4th and 2 to seal the 0-16 season. That boy pulled that caper on that one. Yes, he did, and I appreciate him for that. Yes, sir. Already. And oh yeah, last but not least, y'all know I had these ugly division awards. You know, I done had the Grace Jones, which was the NFC South. I had the Flavor Flav, which was the NFC East. Yafet Kodo, last year that was the NFC West. Where this year, Leslie Jones' division goes to the AFC South with a whopping 27 combined wins. Two teams ain't even over 5. Only division that had 2 teams finish under 5 losses. I mean, under 5 wins. Travesty. But yeah, the AFC South is the Leslie Jones division, man, because that was an ugly division this year. You know what I'm saying? So that concludes the award show. So y'all know, I already know, man, the playoff prediction. You know, AFC, let's go jump right on into it. Tennessee at Kansas City. I'm at the Chiefs, man, at home. Arrowhead, gonna be rocking. I'm just not sold on Mariota and what he do. I'm not sold on that. So I'm thinking Chiefs move on out of Arrowhead. Jacksonville, Buffalo at Jacksonville, man, this is gonna be a defensive, bloodbath. They're gonna be hitting, they're gonna be going at it, but it's gonna come down to Bortles and Taylor, the 2 quarterbacks. Whichever one of them can make plays for their team. The running game, yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but if you can get yards through the running game, that's gonna even be a plus for either one of them teams. But I'm going Jacksonville. You know, I think Bortles might make just enough plays. Fournette might bust one early, and you know that defense will hold on. And you know, Buffalo, y'all back in the playoff picture, so that's what's up with y'all. But I don't think y'all gonna go on that road and beat Jacksonville. So I got Jacksonville and Kansas City. So that means Jacksonville going to Pittsburgh, Kansas City going back to New England. You know what I'm saying? These 4 teams played each other before already. You know, Jacksonville went down to Pittsburgh and destroyed them, dismantled them. Ben Roethlisberger was throwing interception after interception, and you know they was destroying them, boy. But I think it's the playoffs now. I don't think Bortles gonna be ready to bring that team to Pittsburgh and Heinz Field, man. And I just think Pittsburgh with Juju coming along like he come along, and that injury to Antonio Brown made it, you know, even more of a blessing to Pittsburgh, because now you got him and Antonio Brown, that Juju. Oh my goodness, yeah, Juju is a monster. So Jacksonville, you know, great season. I got Pittsburgh moving on to the AFC Championship. Kansas City going back to New England. Man, it's hard to win 1 time in New England. Now you mean tell me you're trying to win 2 times in New England? Kansas City? Man, if y'all do that, hey, sky's the limit for y'all, but I don't think it's going to happen, man. Y'all going to come up short once again in New England. I think this will be because y'all played them like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago in the playoffs in the divisional round. Y'all can't seem to get past that divisional round, but New England at home in the playoffs, Kansas City, you have to jump out on them early if you want to have a chance. If not, Brady moving along at home. Once again, rematch of last year's AFC Championship, Pittsburgh, New England. Come on, man. New England had Pittsburgh doubled. Until further notice, New England moving on to Super Bowl 52 down there in Minnesota. That's my AFC prediction. Let me move on to the NFC. We got Rams and Falcons. This is my only upset of Saturday. Of the wild card weekend. I think the Falcons gonna go into Los Angeles and take the Rams out. You know, I just think the veterans, leadership that they gonna bring into that game. We shall see. It's a different league now. So Jared Goff might get out there and look like Joe Montana or somebody and just shred up Atlanta defense. But I just think Atlanta, just the experience is what I feel gonna get them past the Rams. So I got that as an upset. The Falcons, Saints, and Panthers. I mean, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. It's hard, but I think the Saints gonna do it. Panthers, Cam Newton. I mean, he's been looking bad in this month of December. So his numbers have been horrible in the month of December. He ain't been looking sharp. You know what I'm saying? And the Panthers defense is there, but they got to get Cam. Cam gotta show up. He don't show up in New Orleans, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be another massacre, a blowout. They gonna run y'all out the Superdome. So I got the Saints moving on. So Saints, Falcons. So the Falcons going to Philly. Saints going back to Minnesota. Falcons at Philly. Nick Foles. I think whoever comes out of that wild card go to Philly, they got a grade A chance to get to the NFC Championship. So with that being said, Atlanta go into Philly and go ahead and pop Philly. So they sitting in the NFC Championship game again, waiting on the Saints and the Vikings. Vikings in great shape, home throughout the whole playoffs because the Super Bowl is in your house. 52, this is the 52nd year. It's been 51 straight years that a team has not played in their backyard in the Super Bowl. Minnesota has a great chance of doing that. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're getting popped by New Orleans. New Orleans going to go in there, get their revenge. They don't have Adrian Peterson this time, so ain't no distraction, none of that. Trying to come back to play against his old team. Looking at Sean Payton like he wanted to whoop him in that first game. But, yeah, I think the Saints, that offense is going to, and that defense, man, their defense been slept on this year. I mean, they made a drastic improvement from last year, so that's huge. And then it's in the dome. So they ain't got to worry about playing in no cold weather. So it's all, you know what I'm saying? They going to have a chance. Now I got Falcons and the Saints in the NFC Championship. You know what I'm saying? NFC South, which was the best division in football this year, the NFC South. You know what I'm saying? You had 3 teams with 10 plus wins this year in that division alone. So that was, NFC South, man. They was the division. So why not have them two in the NFC Championship battling out in the Superdome? And I think the Saints, New Orleans, going to pull it out and move on to Super Bowl and be in Minnesota for the 3rd time. That means they make 3 trips to Minnesota if this happens. If it happens the way I said it happened, New Orleans will make 3 trips to Minnesota. That Monday night game, divisional round, Super Bowl. And that's what, you know what I'm saying, you got New Orleans versus New England. So, just what it is. My Super Bowl prediction, New Orleans Saints, New England Patriots, Brady and Breeze. And I think Breeze going to pull it out. They're going to pull off the shocker like they did against against Peyton Manning. New Orleans, 52. That's my Super Bowl prediction. I already know I'm going to get that flap back, the feedback. That's what I want to hear. Give me your Super Bowl predictions, you know what I'm saying? Give me your upsets in the playoffs. When I post this up, when you watch it, just give me how y'all feel about it. But, this is just the slap, but y'all already know. The teams that I put in the Super Bowl, hey, they don't translate to the Super Bowl. Only one team I picked throughout the playoffs to make it to the Super Bowl, that was Seattle. And they still lost Super Bowl because they didn't run the ball. So, oh yeah, and the AFC, I've done this for 3 years. The AFC has won a Super Bowl every year, so that's another thing. The NFC, y'all ain't won a Super Bowl, so can y'all win one this year? Let's see. I got 0-16 from Cleveland, so can the NFC shake the slap jinx? Because they ain't won a Super Bowl since I've been doing the slap show, so y'all already know, man. Hey, playoffs start tomorrow, so you know we'll see. And you know I'll be back on Wednesday to do my wild card review show. Y'all already know it don't stop till after the Super Bowl with the Slap Show. Y'all already know, man. And I'm out. Toast to that.